Welcome back for the second segment of the September 29th Trips and Traps. Andy Serling and Eric Donovan.
Two more races to bring you, both maiden special weights, one for boys, one for girls over the weekend. And we'll start off with the second race from September 24th, going 5.5 furlongs.
Yeah, there was a very impressive performance in this race by the winner, Spring to the Sky, and we'll show her in a second and talk about her a bit. But right now, we want to focus on, she's making the lead on the outside of the 2-horse Start to the Party. We also want to talk about the eventual second-place finisher, the 1, Casa Creek.
Casa Creek gets off a beat or two slowly, and down on the inside to Start the Party, who chases toward the inside. And if you watch the last segment, what we said about the rail toward Friday and Saturday was not really the place to be in here. And Casa Creek, after breaking a little bit slowly, a little bit green, getting some mud kicked back up in his face, but is able to switch to the outside to the better part of the track.
Yeah, I think you could argue getting left kind of helped this horse. Now there's the 1 moving in the 3-path, Casa Creek. Still down the rail is Start the Party, who never leaves the rail. The 5, Spring to the Sky, he's out in the 3-path in this race. But I think getting left a little gave Casa Creek that opening to get to the outside. Joe Bravo likes that premature move. Why? He's made it in a lot of races, and it seems to work out okay in this race. Though she's caught a little wide. Poor Start to the Party, a horse that was bet in both of its starts, really bet in its first start, has caught mud in both of those races, and in this race is buried down in the rail. Spring to the Sky is a very promising 2-year-old that wins this race, but Start to the Party has had no fair chance in both races. I don't know if this horse can run, but what chance he had, Eric?
No chance. So there's really nothing the rider could have done in this spot either. Cornelio Velasquez aboard Start the Party. Man, what are you supposed to do? Take him back to last in a 5.5 furlong race? You can go outside. You kind of have to just go where you are and hope things work out. And the way the track played on Friday and Saturday wasn't the place to be. But Start the Party, a horse that now is dirtied up.
Yeah, he is. My problem is Dallas Stewart trains him. I'm afraid he's going to show up next to Keeneland on synthetics. And I'll have to hope he can nail synthetics. But I want to bet this Start the Party, and I'll give him a chance next time he runs. Spring to the Sky actually broke a beat slow and was bumped and stumbled briefly before gaining the lead. I don't think it obviously affected him that much, unless this horse freaked in the mud. Spring to the Sky is a horse with real stakes potential.
Yeah, I agree. A tremendous effort by the Bruce Brown firster with Castellano aboard, a horse that definitely will make some noise going forward here. In Casa Creek, I thought ran okay, even though he was able to move to the outside and take advantage of being on the better part of the track for the last half of the race or so. I thought he ran okay for a first-time starter. Michel Nihé, first-time starter from the rail, so we'll see if he can move forward second time out.
Okay.
One more race to go, and that's the second race from September 25th. This was Sunday, maiden special weight for 2-year-old fillies, going 5.5 furlongs.
Yeah, and this is a funny situation. First thing that happens is the favorite, the 5-horse, Chippewa Charlie, gets left. This was an even money first-time starter for John Terranova. You've got the 2, Lead Me On, is back here. That horse will get interfered with when this horse that's hidden in the middle of first-time starter, Brilliant Autumn for Kieran McLaughlin, I don't know what happens, but this horse wants to bolt.
Yeah, he just goes bananas in the race. I don't know. It seems like things are okay right here at this point here. And then I don't know if he got a little bit intimidated by the horse to the outside, but just clearly not happy being in there and, is checking and steadying and very rank and green in the first few stages of the
Chippewa
race
Charlie
here.
Outside of him, let me just point that out. The 2-horse dead last, but you're right.
Yeah, and you'll see Brilliant Autumn drop back a little bit, and then it's the 2, Lead Me On, who has to go outside and probably push out another path or 2 around the turn by the rank and green Brilliant Autumn.
It's also interesting to point out this was Sunday, and at this point, the rail ended up being the place to be. The riders are still avoiding it, but it turns out the rail ends up being good. So I don't think that Lead Me On was that badly hurt, but you're talking about a horse that's making a 4 or 5 wide move on the turn. You can see on the outside, of course, the 3-horse Brilliant Autumn, who actually finishes third. The analysts, he can't handle him. Lead Me On is making this run here. Chippewa Charlie's already had enough. We'll back at the last. My question for you, Eric, is Chippewa Charlie. He was bet for some reason, and he did break slowly and kind of rush up. The question is he a good horse, or is he a horse that got bet that's just going to burn people's money again?
I don't know. I don't think it's enough of an excuse to run this poorly. I mean, this horse totally packs it into the stretch unless something else went awry here. I mean, this horse getting bet again next time out, I'd be a little bit leery of her, too. I mean, I just, you got to run a little bit better than that if you're that strongly bet. And, horses do break a little slowly and make middle moves into a race, and are still able to, show something in the stretch. Some want to hold on, and this horse just didn't have it.
I agree. I don't want any part of this horse. I agree. He has money burner written all over him. Believe Me On actually ran pretty well in here. We'll see what Kieran McLaughlin do, get Brilliant Autumn straightened out. And hey, Well Kept, the winner, ran okay, but there were certain trips in this one. Lead Me On, I thought of all these horses, all things considered, was the one I would want going forward. We'll see. I don't know how good any of these horses are.
Be the best price out of the three.
Yeah, I think in some ways he will be. You're right. The other horses were bet more, and they'll have trips for people to bet. Depends what you think of the trips. Once again, we like to hear what you think of a lot of trips. Trips and Traps. at NYRAinc.com.
Thanks for watching.